We continue along here on Poker Time. We're excited for another episode. If you've missed the first 5 episodes of this session, you can just check out our YouTube channel.
The Poker Guys. That's us.
That is us.
You saw those little graphics with their names?
Hopefully. If not, they'll be coming back.
Those are pretty professional looking.
Keep your eyes out for those.
You guys want me to leave? Are you serious?
Got Andrew Neeme here.
Yep.
We have Brad Owen here.
Owen wants you to
Poker
leave.
vloggers.
We're about to start
You guys want me to leave?
up the show.
Perhaps. Maybe not, though. Maybe there's just not going to be any starting at all.
7 or 8.
No, 4.
We'll just watch the beginning.
Yeah, no, this is good. We get to see Nitrogen Sports on the
I
felt there.
It's good they're our sponsor, of
This
course.
place will give me
Right, we just put that there for our health. Hey, it looks like we're getting the cards in the air again. Good. Players are coming back from break. And there's Kevin.
He's a new player, but he's already won a bunch
I'll
of chips
put you
in the
in
game.
any
He's very
mix game you want to
active.
get put
Yes. Super active, very talkative. Good for the game.
I'll hold you to it.
Has some charms around his neck there.
Hey, whatever works,
As long as
man.
I'm in it.
There you go. No, I'm talking about. Yeah, never mind.
Snuggy has been inebriating himself slightly.
A little bit. Batiste, you see the pain for Batiste to fold the 9-7 off there?
Batista's been having a pretty rough session.
That makes it rougher.
You can see
when you
Joseph's stack. A lot of that it used to be Batiste. That's 6K in Joseph's stack. He flopped set over set against
This
Batiste.
all makes no sense. One guy, one
Oh my
play. Both
gosh,
slow
I got
played it,
this
but
guy
it did not
dominated.
matter.
Joseph somehow raises to 25. 2.5x's it in a cash game and gets folds.
Sometimes they don't have anything, man. There's Brad Owen shaking hands with the fan.
Yep.
Andrew Neeme looks on jealous eyes.
It's like, why is he talking to Brad?
I'm right here, man. I'm a much bigger deal. As you can see, Andrew only down about 1,000, Brad up about 1,000. So between our two vloggers, they're pretty much even. I don't think they see it that way.
No.
But we do.
Wonka's not having a very good session either.
No. Here's a good hand.
Are you always the
Perfect kind of hand to get stacked on, don't you think?
I mean, he has gotten stacked on this hand on Poker Time before.
seen it. Well,
famously against Ken, Destroyer of Worlds.
Wonka, I think, would agree he played that one poorly.
Yes.
Well, Wonka's going to need to flop pretty well now, as already there are 2 other players behind him, with everyone still to act, and Brad Owen ain't going to fold either.
That's like kind of the pause you always see before a 3-bet, and there it is. 200. I like the sizing a lot.
Owen's size is big in his 3-bets, and I like it too. He gives himself real fold equity. He did this with kings as well as with king-queen before. He's doing it with his ace-4 suited, so he's got real consistency to his sizing. It makes it tough. I mean, Wonka can't fold 10s, but he already can't like his situation.
It's going to be a weird stack-to-pot ratio thing already. He is folding.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
that means I got to believe everyone's going to fold now, right?
He did open under the gun, and Owen decided to 3-bet anyway. And Owen has been getting his 3-bets through. If Wonka had seen some of the 3-bets, or if he had seen the 4-bet that Owen did against him, and Batiste calls with the 2-6s, by the way. Set mining here, I guess.
Oh, look away, Wonka. Do not look and see what's going to happen. We worry for your health. Okay.
That's a pretty good flop for Brad, but not amazing. He does have backdoors with a 4.
Batista's got to love this.
Batiste flops quite well.
And then the check back, Batista's got to love too.
Oh, yeah, he's got to believe that Owen doesn't. Oh, that's a bad card for Batiste. Not only because Owen improves his equity, but also because Owen has a bunch of ace-king in his range.
Yep. Owen's definitely going to continue here, and Batiste, I don't think can fold with the open ender and a pair. I think that would be a bad play. I don't expect him to fold.
He's getting 3-1 also.
But Owen can.
Oh no, it's way. It says 125 is 225.
Yeah. There's the call. Not a surprise, but Batiste is not going to like another barrel on the river, which I gotta believe is coming a lot.
Well, it's definitely coming now because Owen improves to what is almost always the best hand.
So Batiste almost certainly going to check, and Owen now has to decide. Go for value or not? We got no kicker here.
No, he does have. He has ace-4.
Oh,
he
got aces up. It's an easy bet. Sorry, my mistake. I was so caught up in the diamonds. Batiste has an easy fold. Thinks he got sucked out on. Kind of did.
Owen chose the 4, as they are playing show 1. He's not doing that just to troll.
But, you know, trolling Batiste always a good idea.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're ever playing with Batiste in any kind of tournament, cash game situation, troll away.
Also, he likes to be referred to as the big deal.
He does. Call him the big deal. Like, hey, it's the big deal. Like that.
Yeah.
Loves that. Also, Baby Baps goes over really
Baby
well.
Bappy.
Yeah, all that stuff.
He loves that.
Just tells me
best dealer in Portland.
Let's check raise and flop.
Yeah, only the best dealer in Portland, or maybe on the West Coast.
Batiste says he was going to check raise the flop. That was
Not crazy.
definitely going to work.
I don't know. With a pair,
Hey, I
it
mean,
depends on
I've only
this is how he
played
sized it.
I mean, come on.
Hey,
Depends on how he sized it.
It was
I guess they're not that deep.
4-5-7 with
They
one
weren't that deep.
diamond.
I mean, Brad Owen had a pair.
Yeah.
Are you busy?
But, yeah, the truth is they weren't deep enough to
All right,
probably.
I haven't raised you in 1 hour, and so I set an alarm.
I still have you covered.
Oh,
And
I made a good job.
shit, I can't.
That's what it is.
I agree.
What the fuck are you laughing at?
Snuggie being profane.
Hold every fucking hand.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's just a Tuesday. Snuggie.
Kevin does not flop anything. Wonka does not flop anything. Brewer flops kind of some stuff.
Yeah, Brewer should probably continue here.
He's got the gut shot. He's got the backdoor diamond draw. It's not a beautiful flop or anything.
Kevin not folding.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Kevin
so
has
game,
some
why would
moves
you
to him, and he's just calling. He's not even.
Wow.
He's setting up a thing.
He's setting up a river play. Usually, it's gonna be unless he donks the turn.
He's got one back door.
Not a good card for Kevin.
It's going to be harder for Kevin to win now because Brewer has improved. I imagine Brewer will check back most of the time now.
Seems like
Yeah?
a pretty easy check back. Although he could bet small here and then check back the river too, and that's fine. When diamonds, because diamonds are a big part of Kevin's range. Right? It's a good check.
That's the best thing that's happened all night.
Yeah,
Well, Kevin
that's
had
just
plans.
what
This is a
they
good card to-
They bring out the
Four
fries.
to a straight now, and Kevin can easily rep Jack 10 here.
Put some more salt on him next time. I drink your
King
milkshake.
Jack, Jack 10.
That's
Kevin bets
You
exactly.
got a vlog where you're eating my fucking french fries.
What a power move,
Don't
Brad.
even ask.
That's right.
Just fucking deep throat them.
Bluff him, eat his french
Controversial.
fries.
Well,
Bluff him,
Thursday
and eat his french
Friendly game.
I think there's some sort of French fry incident.
Well, you're allowed to show one.
Just check it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will show one.
No.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm going to show both
It doesn't
of
tell you
them.
when.
I know. Listen, I'm really
Comfortable
so.
Kevin is.
Yeah.
I will show both of them.
So I don't know.
You're not as
You can
you're
show
not
one.
as
You can show one.
I can have
convincing
Indian
as
in his plate.
Joseph.
You
Okay.
got my
That's true.
Yeah.
God, he got that good info.
I'm gonna end up showing you both.
That's an interesting thing to say.
I'm going
Oh
to
my
end up
God,
showing
we
you.
not
both.
in the speeches now? Wife.
2 pair good?
You know he's married, don't you?
Snuggie just talking
He's
away.
married?
Yeah.
Well, he's got the bedside manner, so that makes sense.
I understand, but whatever he does, he's got to explain to his wife later.
Oh, it's good.
We've already determined that. Wife.
Kevin handling
How's
the
she gonna feel
Snuggie
about this hand? Though?
interaction
Did
pretty
she
well.
audit your poker history?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
She will watch this.
Ah.
She will critique him.
That's for sure. I'm gonna fold.
Yeah.
I think Brewer just announced fold.
Yep.
Should I just show you one? or
Totally
you wanna see
reasonable
both?
I'll
fold.
take both.
Okay, here's both. Nice hand.
Kevin shows them both. He did say he was going to end up showing them both.
He wasn't lying. And then he even asked Brewer what he wanted him to do.
Yep.
Kevin's so nice.
And you're making some great folds too.
So-
I know.
Now Brewer
My
had
question-
what
Well, I mean,
was
fold
near
is
bottom
straight
of
up,
his
they did
range.
not
In fairness to him,
improve.
he's
Yeah.
considering
But,
that on the river, right?
You just
Probably-
couldn't bet.
It's a
If you could've
reasonable
bet on the
fold.
10, I was gonna
That said, Kevin already showed a bluff earlier in last
that's
episode
gonna raise
with the
you?
Jack 4.
My
So you
question
check back?
is,
Also,
how long does
board.
it take you
I
guys to
imagine
get
if
your
this
hair to grow
continues,
that
this
fucking
trend of
long?
Kevin
How?
being just
Yeah.
weirdly
Every
aggro
third
in weird
moon,
spots,
you trim a quarter of
he's
an
going to
inch.
start getting looked up by hands
Because
like
I've
that.
been
I would
going this
hope
shit
so.
forever, but he just keeps
By the way,
getting
so Snuggie put on the restraddle.
Every third moon.
No, that's
You do
just
every
the
moon
re-dead-
when your
re-dead
hair's
No, it's just the
short.
normal
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
raise to 40.
Yeah.
Cause I
He's
go
under
with
the
every
gun.
quarter.
It's the zombie.
No, it's not.
Every-
It's just the
every
normal
one
dead
of
raise.
those.
He's
You
under
get a
the gun.
shopping
It's
cart, you
dead,
go to
though.
San Francisco.
Yeah, but you said the re one, as if there was a.
But you're saying you looked at his hand.
No,
Okay.
I am saying
So
it's
it's
just
all
under the
about how
gun.
many-
Right.
how
The zombie
many
raises
oranges
the under the
you
gun
sell
plus
that month?
1 when there's already 20 in there,
Wait, what?
as defined by
Yeah.
you
Oh,
in previous
you're right.
episodes.
You're right.
Oranges.
Okay, so
Oh.
we made it 40 instead of 20 like everyone else is what you're saying. Got it.
Jonathan
Not
Levy
so
makes
much.
up his own terms,
Okay.
and then he has to Urban
I didn't
Dictionary him later because
I
he
didn't
doesn't
know if it was
remember.
a
I mean, it was a
fruits
while
on
ago.
the oranges,
All right,
but
here we
something's
go.
gotta make your hair grow.
Well, that's a flop for Snuggie.
And no one else. Though.
Yeah, there's not going to be any action here.
Someone's going to have to make a play at him. for
Maybe
this
if
door.
Kevin was in the pot, there would be action.
Yeah.
But Brewer is not going to just float with ace-7 here.
I mean, there's no reason to. With the guy behind him, too.
Batiste has a complete garbage hand, and he's probably not going to call as Kevin did with 5 deuce on a board similar to that last
That's right.
hand.
Out of position.
Yeah. Batiste has some moves, but Kevin's got some what I would call too many moves.
Kevin's like John Travolta out there, while Batista's more,
Just hope it's like a jack instead, huh?
help me out.
Who's like a slightly less
Who's a dancer?
eccentric dancer.
Yeah, a normal dancer type.
Sam
I was hoping
Rockwell
you too.
dances in every
Come on,
movie.
that guy's a great dancer.
Is he,
How dare you?
is he
I'm
greater?
offended for
Yeah,
Sam
that
Rockwell's
makes
dance
sense.
moves.
Is he greater? Or is he just frequent?
He's
The
wonderful.
6-7's absolutely.
mean,
I right now, stop what you're doing. Hit pause on this video
Just in
and
case.
Google Sam Rockwell dance moves. They're awesome.
I like you.
There's got to be many videos
I
about it.
like you.
Hey, Brad with the blind raise to
Yeah,
40
this guy,
also
by the way,
and
he's
ends up with king queen.
Interesting. We're doing this to 40 now, and
Is
it's
he?
blind. I guess that are they decided to do a whole round of 40
We
maybe?
got a pretty good guy.
Andrew's
Oh,
gonna
wow, look at
just
that.
call here.
I think I just gave you 12
With
inches
9-6
of cold
suited.
steel,
That is
right?
not Andrew. Like I think Andrew's getting a little
He hasn't had anything.
annoyed
any-
at the lack of cards. Yeah.
Just, I
Oh,
mean,
it says
just
he's all in. That's not
fucking
true.
smooth gold.
Yes, that's
Look at the eyeball.
damn lie.
Cold.
You know that guy. Like,
I mean, there are
glazed over
factors here.
looking
Andrew hasn't had
steel.
anything. He hasn't played much. He knows this is a televised game, so he's thinking about like trying to play some hands.
Hey, guess what? He 3-bet. That's way better.
Oh, it is way better.
Good. Wait.
Wait.
Now we don't know if he
We don't
3-bet
know
or
for
not.
sure.
It didn't look like he 3-bet to me,
He
but
did.
apparently he did. Good.
He did. He made
that
a-
makes way more sense. That's what he's supposed
Well,
to
I'm
do.
stuck on.
Oh, it looks like we have some vlogger on vlogger action
And
here.
Snuggy, by the way, just gets in there with the ace-6 off
Let's get this shit rolling.
for 110 more. Yeah, he had only put in 10. That's the effect of the drinks, I believe.
And Brad flops best by a mile.
I guess it's time to check call. A lot of the times, all 3 streets, depending on the run out.
Andrew doesn't strike me as the type of guy who's going to triple barrel that often.
Well, we're gonna check call at least whenever Andrew bets.
Let's see if he goes for it once here. It makes a lot of sense.
It looks like he's betting about half pot,
How do you block that?
something like that.
Seems reasonable.
I mean,
This is a reasonably good flop for Andrew's range.
Snuggy talking to the third player in the hand as he's clearly gonna fold, but gonna take a little time with it.
There it goes. Brad clearly not going to fold. And now here it is. We've all been waiting for this.
all right, we're heads up. Can I talk
Can't
about
wait to
this again?
see the...
What do you think about how quickly Brad called there? Do you think that's a tell that it's just like an easy decision, always calling?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Interesting
I
card.
don't know
by
with
the way.
Brad. We'd have to pay more attention.
What, on the river?
Well, I know when he
Had
3-bet the
shade,
ace-4
but-
suited, he took a while before he 3-bet it.
I just
And when
showed
he
you
checked
one
back
here.
on the
Check,
flop,
check,
that felt like an
nice
easy
guy.
decision. He
Suited,
did it
Okay.
very
still-
quickly.
Still have the straight there.
It's possible that that's a slight tell.
It could have
with
been
Brad.
a board-based thing on the check back, though.
It could.
Even along for it. And I got
Brad
Brad's
is-
now gonna go for some thin value.
Doubt Andrew's going to call here. They know each other's games very well.
I guess maybe he could get action out of jacks sometimes.
Deep thought.
Yeah.
But
Ace
Oh,
10
my.
maybe.
turn, I was
Much
gonna
the
have
bluff.
to raise the steel thing otherwise.
And he shows him the queen. See, this is where where your friends and
you
stuff like
should
that. You don't show the king. You show,
No, you
the
showed the queen because you're like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
pals.
It's fine. It's fine. Andrew knows that 9 isn't good enough. And Brad just letting him know. That's perfectly fair.
Snuggy has overtaken Batiste in the VPIP race.
It's about time.
For a while, Batiste was ahead, but then Snuggy kept drinking,
Hoping to get that back to
and
flush.
that VPIP kept going up.
I mean, I don't know that the drinking would have mattered that much. Snuggy
No,
likes to play a
we've
lot
seen
of hands.
Snuggy before VPIP hit
I
higher than
just-
60%.
Try to do an
Oh,
open
yeah.
When not
log
drinking,
without
that's
having to,
true.
like, cut.
First one I've ever
Andrew's gotten his VPIP up. It was down around 10% for a while.
Yeah.
Syndrome.
Started to play some hands, I
Then goes
guess.
back to the
Doesn't
game.
feel like it, but I guess he has.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Kevin's is as low as it is at 39.
Just
Oh,
every hand he
shit,
plays, he
he's
tries to win, I
definitely.
think is what
I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
How bad
Don't you enjoy
played that
blocking
hand?
or getting one
It's so
through?
much better than having to go.
Taking a picture of the stat.
exactly.
I mean, he's a vlogger.
Yep, that's what you do.
Where's your raising?
That's supposed
He's
to
at work
wait,
right
I know
now.
exactly what that was.
Joseph not with the dead raise.
What mode do you think you used there? Do you think you used like
I
portrait
don't
mode?
try to hide it.
I would be going landscape, personally.
Landscape?
Oh, yeah, you got to go landscape there.
I guess if you think of the chip stacks as mountains, it worked perfectly.
Yeah,
You know.
There's a famous.
of course it works.
Kevin's gonna just call the queen deuce suited. This is the V-pipping that I was expecting.
Snuggy's going to end up calling, right?
Yes.
They were. We thought they were.
Once he realizes it's on him, I think.
Some assumed
No,
they
he
were.
knows. He's actually thinking about it.
He's fighting the voices. The voices win.
The voices always win, Jonathan.
Watching this?
Where they lost.
Oh, Brad with an easy defend out of the big blind here. Could even 3-bet if he wanted to.
Yeah, but
But
mostly you
Joseph
don't.
opened under the gun, so that would be a bit kamikaze.
His hand does flop beautifully.
And
What
he
the fuck is
flops
that?
the second best hand.
But Joseph flops a set of sevens.
Oh, third best hand, excuse me. Because Kevin has a queen.
Joseph going to be hard to bluff off this one.
This
Although
is
he
a
has
beautiful spot for
Yeah,
Joseph.
he has famously folded sets before in questionable spots.
It was
but-
actually a set of sevens
Yes,
against
it
Ken
was.
Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah, incorrectly. So let's see. I expect Brad to call. No, Brad just immediately folds. Wow, when Kevin calls only.
Well,
I would've
Joseph
called
is
for
on his
sure.
under the gun
Yes.
range here, and he
Yeah.
bet into the world.
He got
It's-
2 back doors.
That's one of them.
I'm surprised he just folded so quickly.
One time.
He was right.
Kevin's gonna bet
Kevin
here.
says one time and bets.
No, I think he says 110 because that's
Oh,
the
110.
amount.
Oh, that's probably more like it.
It's a small bet.
All right, one more time. Deuce in the river here.
Now he said one more time.
He asked for a deuce on the river,
Sit
which is
down.
actually what he wants, but
Yeah.
little does he know he does not want it.
It's a 5.
Joseph's gonna miss out on value here by going
Kevin
check.
checks it right back.
Good thing we didn't catch that deuce. Trappy, trappy, no trappy.
Choppy, choppy, no
That
choppy.
is not what he said.
What did he say?
Trappy,
By the
trappy, no trappy.
Oh, that makes more
You
sense.
wash
Yeah.
your hands before you eat that because you don't know what kind of disease.
I don't know what that means.
It's a weird thing to say anyway. Trappy,
Just
trappy,
saying,
no
I'm
trappy.
just
I
saying.
kind of like
Like
saying
you were
it,
trapping,
though.
you're trapping.
Yeah.
You didn't
Full
trap.
medical
Okay.
history.
Yeah,
Maybe
as
he
long
just
as you got
enjoys it,
released all
'cause
these
it's fun to
guys
say.
and they're
It
not,
is.
like, positive of something.
I suppose.
then that's fine. You can
Say it again. It's fun.
Trappy, trappy, no trappy. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna start saying that at basketball games.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what the context is. You can just say it.
Andrew Neeme with the blind
I'm not
raise.
segregating.
Brad Owen with the sandwich.
These guys are really showing their wares
saying.
right now.
Now, I wonder
Showing
if they
their
have.
moves.
I wonder if these guys they play a ton of poker, so probably not. But you'll see a lot of amateur players who have food ranges versus unfood ranges.
Yeah.
The food ranges are much tighter. If you get a 3-bet by somebody eating food who's not really that good of a player or doesn't play that often, you should probably fold a lot of your range.
Hey, by the way, here's Kevin playing ace-9 off the way you want people to play it, and they never do. He's 3-betting it.
He's 4-betting it. Well, it's effectively a
Oh, okay.
3-bet. It's
Fair enough.
effectively a 3-bet,
Yeah.
but it's a 4-bet.
I think Brewer's going to probably just fold ace-10 off.
Yeah, he
Yep.
does.
I
but
like that fold.
Snuggy
Ding ding,
cold
round
calls.
two?
Yep. He's on the button.
Wait,
It
no,
is.
round
He knows
three.
he's seen Kevin play, and he has a reasonable hand that flops well. It's not the end of the world. to
Bluffs
call
you on the
it.
turn.
I wouldn't necessarily do it, but it's not the end of the world.
Interesting
flops best.
flop. This is a very interesting
check.
flop for these two hands. And Kevin checks it. That's a huge surprise with his equity in
Surely
his
he's
hand.
going to check raise, right?
That seems like the play.
call.
Snuggy bet's pretty big.
Really big. Kevin just calls.
I don't know if I love that. I feel like this
well,
hand demands an aggressive
We
action.
could check raise the turn.
Deuce on the turn.
It's set up really well to check raise the turn all in here if Snuggy bets again.
It is, and we should have some fold equity against Snuggy's range.
Snuggy bet's pretty
call.
big again.
And
But
Kevin just
Wow.
calls. Ooh, this is getting a little dirty.
this feels like that felt like a pretty good check shove spot.
I feel like we need to take a post-flop aggressive action at some point
My bad.
before the river
Well,
as Kevin with this type of hand.
It ain't happening. Maybe as Kevin we're bombing the river either way.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
He said it before he dropped.
I really thought those were check raises coming. They did not. It's a brick.
Just a complete brick, and Kevin
checks
Kevin
again.
just gives
Yeah.
up, and I imagine Snuggy's just going to check and win. Yeah.
Snuggy's gonna be super happy to win when he bets 450 on the turn and
Yeah,
gets
baby,
called
with a bad
instantly.
haircut every day of the week.
Oh.
Now I don't know that Kevin's gonna be able to win that pot anyway. But that said, that seemed like a strange way to play
yeah?
a
Yeah.
big draw.
It
That's
really
really hair
did.
by
He played
hair.
his non-draw way more aggressively than a hand that actually has
Takes a
equity.
long
When
time.
he had 5 deuce.
Maybe in his mind he has ace high and
I
it's
realize
he's got
that
some
I don't
showdown
know
value,
you,
so
but
he
I
doesn't have to
really
play it super hard.
I mean, it's hard to think of
I like
hands
the
that
chips.
Snuggy has that we're
come
beating.
get 'em.
Why? We
They're
just
always
checked
in
to him. He
play.
bet twice. He
I
could
guess
have
you could have
lots
just
of
a
things.
random bluff.
He could have queen jack
Always
or
gonna
lots of
give
things.
Yeah,
you
queen
action.
jack one diamond,
like it.
something
Yeah.
like that.
I'm not
Or
like
anything,
that
really.
fucking
It's Snuggy.
donk
I just
who
don't
Oh,
think
I
it's
know, I know.
enough
That's
of
what
Snuggy's
I'm
range
all the
that
way
it
down.
justifies
Hearing
check
these
call, check
guys,
call.
but
I agree completely.
I tell you what,
Whoa.
You just sit there, give
got you.
action, and have nice hair.
that's right.
Oh, they were golden too. I love those.
It has absolutely.
Of diamonds.
Okay.
And a gut shot straight draw.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I figured the ace.
Kevin
comes
tells the
good.
truth about his hand.
It was the best of diamonds. It was
So
the worst of
good.
diamonds.
You look like Jesus. He's just hates you.
Good old Charles Dickens joke.
Is it a joke?
What?
Nothing.
I feel like it
Is
was.
it Dickens?
I think so.
I'm slurring my verbs.
Okay.
All right. Brewer under the gun.
verb.
The blind raise, as everyone has been
Hey, you
doing.
know what?
pretty good.
They tell you not to
Pretty
mix
good hands with
pain
these
meds
blind
and
raises.
pharmaceutical meds, but
Who
hey,
says that?
who says?
Who
Yeah,
says that?
exactly.
Not the guy eating your French
Yeah,
fries.
exactly. Not the guy eating my French fries. So you know what?
Some silly doctors.
Like
they
he's
don't
gonna
know.
live.
Yeah, exactly.
Never a
They
fan
go
of
to
this
4
play.
years because you know why they
I'm
go
being
to 4
into the
years?
blind raise.
You think a doctor goes to
He
4
lets
years?
Joseph in
Because
with the
they're
queen
stupid.
4, and Neme's gonna call as well.
Exactly.
And
If you're that
Brewer can do
dumb, you
nothing
need 4 years of
but just be there because he has no option.
For the price everyone's paying, these are reasonable hands to show up with.
Yep.
Rare form.
And Andrew Neeme
Pretty good.
flops best.
How much money?
He
Sorry,
does.
Robert Brewer flops best.
Yeah, Robert Brewer
Excuse
flops
me.
best. Neme flops some equity, some backdoor equity.
Yeah, not great. But it checks through, and now Neeme picks up a lot of equity.
And Joseph, by the way, has queen 4 of spades, so he has a pair with a spades
Whoa.
draw.
Good for you. Come on, throw something.
Brewer's got the pair and
Yeah,
the straight
boy.
draw.
Neme's got the flush draw, overcard, and straight draw. What is going to happen? Anything can happen.
Just calls. Reasonable to raise, reasonable to call.
Yep.
Brewer's going to have to see one more
Obviously,
here.
yeah, you're too good
Yep,
for
with the
me.
straight draw as well.
Joseph has such little equity
Where's that bar?
for having queen four of spades
He's
on
gonna
this
need
board.
a queen or a 4. That's all he's got.
Are you sure?
It's a brick.
It's a brick, and I think it might just check through and Brewer wins unless Joseph decides he doesn't have a good enough hand and bluffs, because I don't think Neeme can reputably bluff here the way he played the hand.
Oh, it's hard for Neeme to have a
I'm fine
deuce.
with
Yeah.
that.
Neeme could have an 8 and decide to bet the river, but he's pretty much
You got
never
the old
going to,
snuggie
right?
back.
Yeah,
And if
I don't think
it
he was betting an 8.
Always happy when
And I think Brewer's the type of guy who's probably going to figure that out. Might find a fold because Joseph is behind him,
Yeah.
but less
my
likely.
name's-
Joseph might find a call, though, too.
Yeah.
Then it went to Dougie.
Oh, and they all had showdown
I think it was reasonable for
He's got
Neeme, once he
Dougie.
just calls the turn,
Then
to
went to
not really
Dougie.
take a shot on the river
Then
there.
they came out
I've
of
been
that
trying to
corner.
think of a good
Snuggies.
nickname for Neeme, like
Keeps me on
Neeme
Snuggies.
Bot or something, but I can't come
So
up
I've
with
gone
one
from
yet.
Doug
What does
Okay.
Neeme sound like?
to Snuggie.
The
Creamy?
word, the word
They'd be
Neeme?
like
yeah.
smooth.
I know, I
So
think
he's
So he
been
can
on
make
Snuggie.
funny
I
things
know.
about
We
it
might have a block
on the show.
Like this.
It's okay.
Neeme Bot doesn't work at all.
I'll do
Finding
it.
Neeme?
It's okay.
Gotcha.
There you go. See, I
Gotcha.
knew you had it in you.
One is the loneliest number.
But the problem with
Well, let's
finding
see the
Neeme
one
is
here.
he's like looking for his dead. No, his mother died and he's looking for his father the whole
that
time.
is 3 in a row?
No, he's
Oh, solid.
separated from
Well,
his
now it's
father.
a
It's a,
pattern.
it's a story of childhood abandonment. It's horrible.
We had a raise
Well, I guess we
going
can't
on
use that one then.
Yeah. Otherwise, great
Nice,
idea.
man.
That was like a snuff film.
Thank you.
I think it was a documentary.
Do you play here very
I
often?
don't know how they get those cameras
This is
so
my first day in Portland.
so up
No
close,
shit.
and they, so they can even hear what the fish are saying. It's really
Oregon.
impressive.
Well,
Here's
first game
Wonka
in
raising
Portland,
the
you're from
blind.
Oregon.
Razor Kevin. Even Snuggy's
Well, I
been
haven't
From
seen
wherever I
7.
parked. How about that?
I haven't seen you around here.
Fold. Fold.
You gonna come over to my house and play?
There's probably a
Yeah,
finding
that's a
Neeme
good
joke we
game.
can make though.
I believe
Yeah.
you.
That was pretty
There's
good.
a lot of liquor involved.
And
A
it
lot
looks
of people
like
don't speak
Wonka
English,
is.
but have a lot
I mean,
of
Wait.
Kevin might just call here, you know.
All right,
Yeah,
this
like
is going to
He
be a
is
classic.
definitely calling, even out of position, even with one of the worst possible hands you
Checking
can
the
have,
dark.
Against the tight
Definitely
range of
my
Wonka.
who's effectively under the gun. Here we go.
Well, he flops best with the 6 here.
That is the thing in Hold'em.
Sometimes he
Okay,
flops best.
see,
Wonka's
I gotta
going to
see
try to
around.
If you
protect
two
some
are
equity by
going
betting
to the guest
50.
house,
And
you're more
That's a
welcome.
raise.
he's getting raised with bottom pair.
I don't know.
I lost
I
my
don't think
second
Kevin's
game.
turning it into a
Sweet
bluff,
guest house.
but I don't think he's betting for value either. Is it possible to be
He's
doing
pulling
either?
only
It's just protection
No, I think he's just raising.
because he wants to.
Yeah, I think it's more.
His amulet told him to.
All right, but I'll
Wonka
let you
folds pretty
choose the one.
quickly.
We're going to shuffle, though. All right, go for it. Flip it over. Oh, God damn it.
He wanted to show the
Bottom
deuce.
Yeah. See, that was a spot where Wonka could have at least considered
all I had.
calling. He's got the back door nut flush draw and the ace high, and
Still
Kevin's
me.
so
I wasn't
active.
in the end.
That's true, but if you knew that Kevin was raising stuff
there
like
it
bottom
is.
pair, you probably shouldn't call there.
Nice.
Because that expands
Yeah,
the
make it-
amount of hands that Kevin can have to have you beat.
Well,
Hey, it's not peer pressure,
the
it's
idea
just
would not
his
be
turn.
necessarily to call down, but to call and then see if he slows down at any point and then try and take the pot away.
I guess that's possible.
Steak and
But I would
fried.
like to be ahead some of the
There we
time.
go.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
fair.
agree.
Which
There
you
we
are.
go.
You are ahead some of the time. But less of the time if
objections.
Kevin's going to have
Put it at
sixes in his
150,
raise
I'll
there.
put in 300.
Yeah, 6 deuce. I mean, it's actually he's almost got him notched.
Yeah.
He's got him only by like
Any day.
12
I got you
pips,
half
or not
that.
even 12
Jeez,
pips.
I actually think that's a really good idea.
31,
Four pips.
31 combinatorial pips.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
sounds,
it's not
that
a
sounds
lot.
promising.
You know what I've done with these two cards, too. Right there. Right there.
Fold.
Oh, you just could have got all in.
Raise
Oh,
to
shit.
60.
There's a pocket pair. Never mind. My bad.
Okay.
I apologize.
I'm putting the
for
Wonka
that,
dollars
guys.
in here.
Snuggy is calling out what he thinks people have as they're playing. That is normally against the rules, but Snuggy's so inaccurate with this stuff, I don't think it matters.
Not my 50.
You put Joseph on a pocket pair.
By the way, Kevin just called another raise with 6 deuce off, this time from the big
Oh,
blind.
it's beautiful.
I mean, no reason to be surprised.
Gotcha.
I believe Joseph will win this pot.
Well,
Oh, he checks back. He's
I
got to
don't
bet
know-
that
I don't
board.
know what's happening right now.
You got to bet that board,
Will
Joseph.
Kevin take a shot?
Yep. And he's going to win.
Wait. Okay, I thought Joseph was loading up for a cool play.
This is the same
I
exact
really
hand as
think
last
So
time.
easy for Kevin right now.
He just shows the 6 deuce. I really think Joseph's got a C-bet on that board when he's
That's
the
the
opener
only
and Kevin
second
calls.
time I've
Or make a
tonight.
play on the
Yeah.
turn. Those are the moves. That is your board.
Maybe he's afraid of
Diggity
Kevin
day.
check raising or calling with nothing because he does that type of stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Then you probably shouldn't be opening
We gotta
10 high.
eliminate
You should
all
probably be
four
opening more
equities.
showdown
We got the
hands.
rest. We're
Hey,
getting
there's
hit.
the zombie one that you were talking about
Yes,
earlier.
the
Snuggie now
zombie
with
straddle.
zombie straddle, making
It's
it,
dead and it's coming back.
and it's 80
Yes.
over Batiste 20.
Yes.
So this 5-10 game is actually a
Close to zero
5-10,
chance of ever seeing
20-80
game.
game.
No bullshit.
classic.
Give me,
No one really
I'll
has
give
any,
you the 4-7 offsuit
any
every
blinds anymore.
motherfucking
Nope.
time. See
Like
what
everyone's
happens.
short
Chop it.
when 80 is the actual blind.
Fold.
You want to run that hand a bunch? We can run it.
It sucks when the game is going like this and you just can't get a hand.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Holy shit.
Brewer just
We got a
calling
gamer.
with the ace-6 there?
Yes, I don't know
That
why.
feels like a big mistake.
Agreed.
Now
Seems like a
Mid
very clear
box.
raise.
Just make it
Yeah.
220 or something.
I know you don't like it.
Hey,
but
hey,
then
hey,
you
hey,
put it in
guys,
hand.
we're
You
going
put an
strong.
80 and
We're
let everyone
building
see the
up.
flop.
Leave me
Yeah,
out
I
of
want
it.
to flop.
Maybe
it.
just thinks he's got
Well,
such
they
a
run the
post-flop
top of the
advantage
stack,
over
so,
Snuggy.
you know.
It doesn't
It's,
matter. You're going to have
it's
so many
mixed. There's
opponents
three
now.
queens
You
here,
could click
two
raise
queens
it if you
here.
want. If you want to just play against
The money don't
Snuggy.
know where it
You can
come
make a
from.
160 if you really want to, but like you can't just limp there.
Well, I hope they come back to me.
Board of the
Yeah, Brewer, we don't see. Brewer usually errs on the side of aggression, too.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
I'm surprised.
Well, he flops a 6 while
But
Batiste flops a
top pair.
queen.
Yeah.
Nobody else has anything. I guess Snuggy has a gut shot.
Yeah. He also has the backdoor diamonds.
Is Snuggy going to lead here?
What's up in the Wonka, he says.
Just thinking about it.
Nope.
Nope.
check.
It would have been somewhat reasonable. There was no aggressor pre-flop. Brewer's going to bet the 6. This is just to deny equity.
Yeah,
I
Walk
guess.
one
straight
little
protection.
sleeve,
He is last to act. He saw that nobody bet. It's essentially a limp pot.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to bet here.
Obviously, he's not getting through Batiste.
Nope. Now, it's possible Brewer raises, but he calls anyway.
It's quite possible. And Snuggy's going to overcall with the gut shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets there, nobody's going to put him on the gut shot.
Nope. That's for sure. These guys are relatively deep still.
Ooh, nice
Brewer.
card for Brewer
That is
there.
a sick turn card that's going to be really hard for Batiste to see.
And Brewer's going to want to keep betting here because he doesn't block any of the other pairs on the board.
Is Snuggy going to take a shot at this? This is actually a pretty good time to bet.
Oh, it would
out.
be a great
I
time.
love it, but he doesn't do it.
It wouldn't have worked out.
No. Brewer's going to have to bet this turn card, right?
What size do you like here?
I think a straight 450 is fine. What do you think?
Yeah, something like that.
Usually you fold out everything, but if there's a queen out there, they're going to have to strongly consider calling.
You want to get called by queens, you want to charge diamonds and straight draws.
415, that's fine too. I like a little bigger, but whatevs. You could, the stack to pot ratios, or really the bet to stack ratios, which is a little different, are so big right now, or so small, I should say, that 415 is a big bet considering the quote lack of implied odds.
Right.
Really. I mean, yes, you can get the rest of it, and so it's fine to call with draws, but
With that
it's a big
80.
chunk of your stack.
With that 80 pre-flop, it kind of starts to play more like a tournament as far as sizing is concerned.
Feels like it, yeah. So Brewer can size down slightly.
Sorry,
here.
Snuggy.
Still betting about half the pot.
Batiste is really thinking about this one.
I think Batiste is going to find a fold because,
What does Brewer have?
yeah, like Brewer's got to have like king jack of diamonds.
7-9 of diamonds, maybe, something
Yeah,
like that.
maybe ace 10 of diamonds, you know. No, I guess can't have ace 10, but ace 9 of diamonds.
Ooh,
He's
he
got
does
Snuggy
it.
be-
That's
he's
a
got Snuggy
good.
behind him.
That's a really good disciplined fold, especially considering the session he's been having.
Yep.
Snuggy's now considering the gut shot. Maybe
Well.
he's considering raising.
I mean, a raise is not a terrible move here. It would not work, but I think that would be a totally reasonable play. You make it 1,000.
It'd be better than calling, that's for sure.
Well, calling would be horrific. Calling would be like what happened to little Nemo's mother. Dead. Taken. Way too early.
You're just making it dark here, man.
It's a fictional animated fish.
I gotta find a different. I gotta find a different thing than finding Neeme for Neeme.
Yeah.
Or else you're just gonna make everybody cry.
I really do.
I have those moments,
Nice.
you know, where I really go to the heart of
Can I
things.
play that one, bro?
I touch
Enjoy those Wonka chips in there.
You touch people.
Potentially, there's at least one green
and then everyone cries.
So good. So now I'm gonna have to felt you to get it back.
Nothing weird about that.
Well, Brewer got to win a nice pot there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. What a beautiful 6 for him.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you improve so much, it's actually hard to get value when you bet half the pot because everyone folds like Batiste folded top pair. But you're
Yeah.
still so happy to hit it and win that pot that you otherwise know you're almost certainly are
I
losing.
mean, it was a pretty big pot because of
Glad I
the
did.
80 pre-flop.
Yeah.
And there's the dead 20 from Snuggy.
Just a little bit of remorse.
Brad not doing the zombie straddle because he
Nope.
likes money.
Brad's a pro, vlogger, and player. Just kidding.
A Vlayer.
A player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his nickname now. It's not really a nickname, it's an occupation, but you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying. Let's just look at those guys some more. Okay, here we go. It's Neeme
Neeme
who's
raised
it
it up. Looks like 60.
Neeme looks right now like some punk kid who just can't take it anymore.
You just mean because his hat's
Yeah,
backwards?
that's it.
So maybe his nickname should be Beastie Boy.
Oh, I like it. Or just Beast Boy.
Fold.
Kevin's going to call the Jack 7 suited. That's the top of his range.
I mean, for Kevin, that's a reasonable call. That's like, he has some standards. When
He has
does
a
that.
straight draw and a flush draw, Jonathan.
I mean, his cards are both bigger than a 6, so that's a good start. Either one being bigger than a 6 is kind of
Oh, you're
smart.
trying to set something
suited.
up. I don't know why.
Andrew's
Good things can happen.
Andrew's got so much of the equity in his hand, and he flops open-ended. Meanwhile, Kevin flops a gut shot, and Snuggy flops top pair.
A little something for everyone. Kevin also with the backdoor heart star, which I'm sure he notices.
With him behind.
Let's see what Neeme continues with here. How much he continues for, I should say.
Now, if Kevin's going to continue in the hand, I prefer a raise to a call.
Kevin does a lot of calling and makes plays later. Though. We've
Looks
seen
like
that.
a call, yeah. It tells a lot more of a wide range
Yeah.
story when you do that.
Snuggie with top pair, though, it's going to make it a little harder. Neeme can just turn the nuts, though. Let's see if he can pull that off. Nope.
Nope. And now Snuggie picks up a gut shot.
Yeah.
Although
He does not want to hit it.
He does not want to hit it.
It
at
would
all.
be a disaster.
It checks to Kevin, and this is where Kevin usually takes a shot.
Yep. I don't imagine Snuggie's going to give up here. Actually, probably either player, depending on the sizing. That looks a little cheap, right?
There is a spade draw out there to worry about as Neeme, but I don't think it's too much of either player's range.
With overs and the open ender for 160 into this pot, I feel like this is a pretty straightforward call. In position.
Yep.
Like,
And
this
he's
just
gonna
feels like
he's
there'd
gonna
be-
make the
Yeah.
call.
He doesn't love it. He knows he's almost always behind.
Just like a Beastie Boy would do.
And it's bricks out. Which
Snuggie's
means
just
Snuggie's
gonna
got
get
the
to
best hand.
win if
Well, let's see.
Kevin's the one who would bluff here, most
Yep.
likely, not Andrew.
He's bluffing.
He is, but it's a small bluff.
How much?
It's like 200 and something into
Snuggie
9.
calls fast.
I mean, if Kevin's gonna bluff there, he's got to bet a bit bigger than 210, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
We
it's
know that's
possible.
no good.
It's possible he saved himself money. Snuggie might just be in the mode where he's not gonna fold for anything.
Well, also, if he's watching Kevin play, Kevin keeps turning
Bull
over
under
obvious
3.
bluffs. and
Yeah,
spots,
bull
so.
Yeah.
with a job.
Oh, Kevin looks sad for the first time. I feel bad for him. I want Kevin to be
Can't
happy.
bluff a man with a job.
In general.
Oh, look at that though. He's a little bit.
Well,
Oh,
he-
okay, he's
right,
back.
There it is.
he did bluff.
He's probably just thinking about that.
These are Snuggie.
Poor, poor little fish.
Yeah,
Smile lights up the room.
According to Snuggie.
according to Snuggie.
Is that?
Joseph is effectively
Oh.
under the gun here because of the blind raise from Brad.
Yep.
Finally, not a very good hand for the blind raiser.
Monsters are real,
About
though.
time.
Still connected though.
Yeah, but come on. Joseph, what are you thinking about?
I don't know. The F and Mirage.
Thinking about. There's Brewer, who's got a suited ace. It's quite pretty, and he is going to raise it up. Good to see.
I
This
like
is how you
that
do
better
it.
than the ace six.
Yeah.
And Snuggie calls without looking at his hand.
Okay.
And Batiste puts the chip in. Snuggie has not looked at his hand.
Batiste offered to show him there, I think, and Snuggie said, "Nah, I'm good."
This is crazy.
Let's see how this plays out.
Anybody else want food?
Okay.
Nothing for either player, but Snuggie has no idea. Snuggie just checks in the dark.
Brewer checks it back.
Reasonable against an unknown hand completely to both players.
Another king here.
That's good for Brewer. And Snuggie, I guess, announced a bet that Brad's putting in for him without
don't see
looking
this.
without looking at his hand. This is amazing.
Insta call from Brewer.
He has to call.
In great shape here. Pretty much always going to win this spot.
Oh, Snuggie hits
Well-
the 6. What's he gonna do? He bets.
He's betting again in the dark.
He announces 150, and Brad puts it in.
Look at Brad's
for him.
face. Brad can't
And
believe
Brewer quickly calls. I understand why.
Two pair.
We got there on the river.
Four. Hurry. Max value. Hurry with 85 on the turn. Nice hand, Doug.
it. Look at Brad's face.
I just want some of your fries.
All right, I've never seen that before.
That might be my favorite moment in Poker 10 history.
That was pretty outrageous.
Good betting.
Good betting, Brewer says.
See, you guys blogged that one. How I say that.
Say again?
Did you know the
Mini or
hand where you
a
got
little bit.
Like I said, let's see all vlog that one.
Did you know that you were just
Yeah,
flatting a
they probably will
blind
vlog about that.
It seems like a pretty good one to do.
Andrew,
Saw some of
Brad, we
that.
recommend vlogging about that one.
I was like, I guarantee one of them is thinking that shit.
I have never seen anything like that.
I played in a tournament once where a guy didn't look at his hand and
You guys know have
shoved the
value
river
betting on the
pretty
river
good.
there?
Super thin.
Folded third pair. And I was right. It turned out. The board got pretty bad. But that was a pretty low stakes tournament. It was many years ago. It's the only
I
time I've
forgot to
ever
turn
seen
my
that.
mic on, by the way.
Comparable.
Looks like the blind raising is over.
Yeah.
So Andrew gets to raise to a normal amount.
Andrew,
And Kevin has 7 deuce and 3 bets.
no, it's better than calling.
It's a small 3 bet too.
You are a hero.
85 over
Hero
35.
among poker players.
He sure wasn't, was he?
Gotta believe Neeme's not gonna fold here.
How did not raise the turn?
Brian, is that what
It's a
you
little
think?
too good. It's a little too cheap. The 3-bet. They're a little too deep, and Kevin is a little too wide.
Come back and look.
Suppose you mean 4 bet.
Right now.
Whatever.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just suggesting.
I honestly don't think so.
No,
Kevin
you
flops
may be
best,
right.
of course.
You know how this-
Obviously.
You know that, right?
Neeme hates this board.
Probably just going to check fold. And I
But I
think
thought
this
about
is
it.
going to be one where
He
Kevin
said
shows
they were at the
both.
table the whole time.
And he
Yeah.
does.
And Neeme's like, yep.
Because Kevin needs to get more action from the other players. He hasn't established enough of a reputation as a wild man.
Got to really work on that image. He's going to tighten up any second.
Oh
now.
yeah,
You'll see.
you'll see. He's
gonna
going
lock
to
it
start
down.
playing Wonka ranges right about now.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do if you're going to do
Crumble.
all this stuff,
Crumble.
right?
Does he rip?
Yeah, but people who do all this stuff don't really have
crumble
the
and throw.
control
Yeah.
to play the Wonka ranges. I
Got
don't
that
think.
right.
Didn't I get
That
three?
woman
Hey, the blind raise is back on. Maybe Joseph just
No,
missed
you
it.
check flop.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, people forget.
3 streets of pure value.
No, you looked at the flop and then checked.
Oh, okay.
Still talking about that hand that Snuggy played blind.
I mean, I expect everyone to still be talking about that
Yeah.
hand.
Then you
There's
bluffed
good
the
reason to
turn,
talk
then
about that
you
hand.
got there on the river and you went for thin values. Awesome.
Raise
So he did pretty well, actually.
I mean,
fold.
You knew he didn't have anything. when you
Brewer
checked
is smiling with his mouth, not his eyes.
that. Thought you gave him a-
He is sad inside.
Kevin with the call with the suited connector.
Wife.
Jeez, I gotta believe he's gonna raise this.
Yeah, he's got to try to isolate because Kevin's
I
almost
don't know
always
if
going
it
to call.
applies in
I mean,
this
position with a
situation,
real
but
hand
I
against
hear you
Kevin is
saying it.
just pretty great.
Wife.
You just flop any pair and just call down, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Fold.
I think that's most of
You
it.
can't
That's
even
the
question
Kev-
is,
the Kevin
do you
plan.
see bet when you miss against Kevin or not? I guess it probably just depends on the board.
If you have a bunch of equity, you can.
Yeah, or if the board texture is
Good
really,
luck,
you know, if
guys.
it's ace
Yeah.
deuce deuce or something like that, where it looks like it hits.
Kevin's got to have some checked folds in him, right?
I would think.
but maybe not. Maybe literally none.
I don't know. And okay.
Whoa, okay. Kevin flops a straight in, Batiste flops the open under with the draw to the super open under.
Batiste just checks it back.
Great job.
How do you know?
Misses the turn. Kevin's got to start building the pot
I'm
now.
not bored.
He
I'm
bets
not bored.
25?
5 into 130. What?
No, he bets 100.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
That's a much better
Yeah,
bet.
plenty
Yeah.
of room.
Okay, I'm fine with
Good
that.
time.
All right.
And let's see what the river brings. Can
Just wanna
Batiste
make
get
sure.
there? A queen would be good.
No,
Apparently
it's
these
an
guys
ace.
like
He might try to
to-
rep it if Kevin
Yeah,
checks.
sure,
Nope,
good.
Kevin's going to bet, and that's going to do it.
He bets big.
That's 6.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the end
which
of
one
that.
you
And that's
wanna
the end of this episode of Poker
Okay.
Time. Come back next Tuesday on the Poker Guys channel for some more vlogger action and some more Kevin action.
More
I didn't want any more of
finding
it. I was
Neeme
happy with that.
action.